We're in the first month, and we're counting to Passover, of course. Now, we are. So what's the matzah? And I know we're going to be talking about this, so we can kind of just throw it out there. One of the lessons of unleavened bread for us in Messiah is not to think of ourselves as something we're not. Right? Mm-hmm. We're not to be puffed up and to imagine ourselves to be something we're not. Rather, we want to have a sober self-assessment. This is like Romans 12. This is in 1 Corinthians 5 when he says, you are sincerity and truth. This is who you are in Messiah. Matzah is very simple. Unleavened bread is very, very simple. It's like the manna from the wilderness. You know, it's not super flashy. It's not super sensational. Mm-hmm. It's sufficient provision from God for our needs so that we can abide and focus on our relationship with him. So we can abide in the Shema and love one another. And I think that this lesson of what is unleavened bread is so beautiful because it's not only do we get to enjoy the 7-day meditation on the feast of unleavened bread, but through the whole year we recognize, wow, this is our true nature all the time is unleavened bread. And in scholarship, when we talk about theology matters, right? Scholarship counts, etc.
Yeah.
One of the principles here is that we want to be sober. Again, I'm going to plug the Daniel Wallace presentation. I know the audio sale's off. I was bummed because I got someone excited about it the other day, and then I went to send him the link, and I'm like, oh, it's back up to $100 now. Oh, sorry, dude. I sold. Maybe he went and bought it anyway. But the point is this: is Dr. Wallace in the middle of that, and I think I mentioned this last week. He says, look, to do honor to Christ, to do honor to Messiah, we need to be real with the sources. We can't be puffing up, things. We want to be honest, just weights and measures, right, across the board. And when you listen to Dr. Wallace's treatment of whether he's talking about manuscript history, translation history, the ideologies behind different translations, and all the creating an eclectic text versus, all the different things. I mean, there's 20 some odd different lectures, 30 that you can listen to. But in my hearing, underscoring all those is the simplicity and the sincerity and truth that I believe honors Messiah that I see in Dr. Wallace in those presentations. And I'm really grateful for them. If you didn't get a chance to download for free, it's worth $100. Easy. Just to get the audio and to pay an extra 20 or whatever for the slide deck. And if you have some money and you're ready to invest in something like that, get the video as well. Get the video and use it. You can use it as part of homeschool curriculum, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, unleavened bread is we want a sober self-assessment. We don't want to think of ourselves something we're not. And one of the discussions, one of the kind of side notes in my discussion with Nate this morning, we, all over the place talking about great stuff, trying to rein in our conversation, was he and I both had experiences parallel in the 90s, it seems like, where I know for me personally, I was listening to teachers that I was enthusiastic about, but I didn't have the discernment. And when I look back now and I see that they did not have accurate, they still don't have accurate self-assessments. They're imagining themselves to be something they're not. And it's polluting, it confuses, muddies the waters in terms of clarity of thought. And then we have to go back and start waiting. We have to discern. We have to build discernment and knowledge, and discipleship is a big part of that. And again, our challenge with this influx of the billion hours of YouTube that's consumed every day in the world is we want to build on rock. We want to be patient, and we want to be discerning to not jump onto the bandwagon of these sensationalist, super hyped up kind of claims about Bible prophecy and things that, Hebrew word pictures, gematria, and tikkun olam, which we'll talk about today. But these are little things that, in my view, the enemy sows in there, and then people get excited about it, and then they go astray.